Ladies and gentlemen, TennoCon 2018 has concluded, and I just have to say I definitely underestimated DE when it came to the Venus landscape, and the amount of information and content that they showed for TennoCon 2018 astounded me. So we're going to start with the very basic information that we learned from both the art stream and TennoLive 2018, and then we're going to go to the complex information and the more fleshed out stuff. So starting it off, we have the Deluxe skins. Now, we know that Nidus will be the first to come before any of them, and he'll be coming with his very cool and unique style, as well as a Deluxe skin for a Kubrow. After that, there's the Vauban Deluxe skin, which looks just as finished as the Nidus one, and he'll be coming with his own Deluxe skin for a hammer. After that, we got a sculpture for Nezha, so we know what she'll basically look like in-game, just without the lighting effects. And then we got some previews and concept art for 3 more, and that's for Titania, Limbo, and Nyx. Moving on to actual Warframes, they announced that they are working on 2, one of which we already know about, with a previous placeholder name of Vlad. He is now titled Revenant, based off of this and his signature weapon that we'll talk about in a bit. Revenant is of course an Eidolon-based frame. You can see that from his look, as well as a bit of a discussion about him on a previous dev stream. The second Warframe is Garuda, and she looks like she'll be a side grade or a side version to Valkyrie, as she does have these giant spiky talons coming off her forearms. How that'll integrate with how her kit will be, we don't know, because this is just some concept art. So we'll have to see on future dev streams. Now, in regards to weapons, we have the Grand Prime, which is the only Prime weapon to be shown and announced for the next Prime Access pack. So we don't know what the Prime Warframe will be. More than likely it's Chroma Prime, but that is just speculation. But it will be coming with a Grand Prime. Now, also in the weapons will be the Venus Solaris United Sentinel. We have the Corpus Glaive, the Corpus Revolver, and the Corpus Shotgun. There's also going to be that sentient-themed shotgun for Revenant, which I talked about previously, and you know, it has that sentient theme, so it just reinforces the fact that Revenant will be a sentient Eidolon-based frame. And we also got a preview of the Tenno dual axes. And moving on from weapons, Warframes, and Deluxe skins, the Prime Vault has been announced that it will be opening soon, and it will be opening with Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime, with its own accessories pack separate from the Warframes themselves. But I do believe Rebecca did state that you'll be able to buy them as a complete bundle, but you'll also be able to buy them separately. After that, we're moving into major announcements now. We'll be going live on the Nintendo Switch, so anyone who has a Switch will be able to play Warframe when they do release it. Now, moving on to the Venus open world landscape, we're going to start with the player hub, the Fortuna Town. This place, just like the Cetus player hub in the Plains of Eidolon, will have various vendors, one of which will be the Kit Gun vendor, which is the store for the gun version of Zors, so pretty straight and simple right there. Now, we also got the announcement that there'll be Venus Fishing and a little storefront for that. There will also be a mower companion creator from one of the storefronts there as well, and each of the pieces that you use will have different companion to other players based on those parts that you used. There of course will be the bounty board for Venus, and that of course will be close to the transition to the open world, which in this case will be a freight elevator going up to Venus. Now, the Venus landscape will be much larger than the Plains of Eidolon. That is confirmed by Steve during the playthrough that they did at TennoLive, and because of this, they showed off a vehicle that we'll be able to use as players, and that is the Hoverboard. So players will be able to get these and just ride around, do some tricks and whatnot around the Venus landscape. Now, based off of the information that was shown throughout the playthrough, Nef Anyo will be the main protagonist for the Venus landscape, much like Vahek was for the Plains and Cetus. So that's a cool little bit of information there, because Nef Anyo really needs a fucking boss fight in the game. It's been about 3 years since they announced that they were working on it, but it's just been chucked in the pile of crap. So hopefully they do a little hidden release of this and make him a boss fight in the open world Venus landscape. Now, the enemy units that you fight on the Venus landscape will consist of cyborg Corpus units, as well as various spider units. Now, we have seen the spider units before during a previous dev stream, so it looks like the smaller and medium-sized spider units will just be roaming around specific points in the landscape, However, the much larger ones will be like the Eidolons, where you'll have to use specific methods in order to take them down. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out once this does go live. Now, the bounty board system, they listened to the feedback, and what they did, because it is a much larger map compared to the Plains of Eidolon, we now have little checkpoints where we'll be able to start new bounties just from the checkpoint instead of going down that freight elevator, coming back up, etc., just like the Plains of Eidolon and the stupid laggy gate. Now, they also showed off one of the passive tasks that the player will be able to participate in. This will be the animal tracking and preservation task. So basically, you see some footprints on the ground, you follow them, you see feces according to the gameplay, and you follow it from there. Now, once you find the animal that you're tracking, you'll want to use a trank dart and trank it. Now, once you do this, you'll be able to use a device where you'll capture it, and then it'll be like a Fulton extract from Metal Gear Solid 5, where it'll just shoot off into the sky, and you'll get some standing for it. There will also be new mods. We can see that when they're going through the bounties. They don't show off what they are, but they are visible when they are viewing the bounty screen, as I said. And there will also be airstrikes coming from the orbit of Venus. And that transitions us into the next major announcement, and that was Railjack. Now, Railjack is orbital combat above a planet. In this case, it's Venus, and they're taking down a Corpus freighter. Now, in order to transition into orbit, they hop into this new ship that seems to feature a foundry and an arsenal, as well as a few more little tables and interfaces as well. So, inside the ship, you'll be able to control it once you're in orbit, with 2 or more players being able to using those guns to take down any of the attacking faction. Now, this ship will have its own repair procedures, where if it's damaged, it'll start flaming up and you'll get notified, and then you and your fellow players will have to repair the ship by using small little tools available to you. There'll also be multiple guns, as I stated, where other players or you could just jump into them and take down those enemy units coming in towards you. You'll also be able to use your archwing straight from the ship, so you'll be able to jump out of it. From what we saw in the gameplay, it'll be seamless, and for example, 2 players will still be in the ship, and the other 2 can just jump out into archwing, fly around, kill some units, and then infiltrate the Corpus freighter and go in from there. Now, this has been a community request for a while, kind of like a double mission going at the same time. So 2 players can infiltrate the freighter and locate the target, mark the target, and then the 2 people outside of it can use the ship's guns to take out the freighter from outside. Now, those 2 inside of it will then have to run outside, as seen in the gameplay once again, and upon doing so, the ship is destroyed. And that is all it is for Railjack, but it is really cool because this is what they have been working on. Now, I really agree that we haven't had a lot of content when it comes to Warframe compared to previous years, but this looks cool, and as long as we get it pretty fucking soon, I will be happy. Now, that is not the only thing. We also have the announcement and teaser trailer for the next cinematic quest in Warframe. So if you haven't completed the sacrifice, click off the video now. This is your only warning. Now, I'm going to play the trailer, simple as that. That's all you're going to see. So hopefully I kept you up to date and you know everything that happened and was announced at TennoCon 2018 and at TennoLive 2018, and you're keen for the future of Warframe, because I wasn't really keen. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with Warframe because we haven't had a lot of sustainable content this year compared to previous years, but this seems to be pretty fucking sweet if we get it this year. So hopefully you guys enjoy the cinematic trailer that you're about to see, and I'll see you guys next time.
Mother, what must I do? Sentinel.